Hare Krishna! Welcome back to the Krishna Conscious Corner. Today
we will be looking at Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's facts and stories about him.
So let's get started.
Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Namine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet.
Shri Vrishabhanavi Deve Daitede Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Shri Vrishabhanavi Devi Daitya Das, another name for Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is favored by Srimati Radharani and who is the ocean of transcendental mercy and the deliverer of the signs of Krishna.
Madhurujvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gora Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastate. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, the personified energy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji's mercy, who deliver devotional service which is enriched with the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna, coming exactly in the line of revelation of Srila Rupa Goswami.
Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur prayed to Lord Chaitanya, "Your teachings have been greatly depreciated, and it is not in my power to restore them."
When Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was born to Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur and Bhagavati Devi, the Vaishnavas considered him the answer to his father's prayers.
He was born with the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck and draped across his chest, like the thread worn by the Brahmanas.
He was born in Sri Kshetradham, a seaside pilgrimage town of Jagganath Puri, on 6th of February 1874.
When the child was 6 months old, Bhaktivinod Thakur arranged the Annaprasana ceremony with the prasad of Vimal Devi, and thereby the name for the boy was Bimal Prasad. Now let's hear a very beautiful transcendental pastime.
One day, the carts of the Jagannath festival stopped at the gate of Bhaktivinod's residence and wouldn't move at all.
After 3 days, Bhagavati Devi brought Bimal Prasad onto the cart and approached the deity of Lord Jagganath.
Instantly, the infant extended his arms and touched the feet of Lord Jagganath and was immediately blessed with a garland that fell from the body of the Lord.
Seeing this, the priest chanted the names of Lord Hari and told the child's mother that the boy would certainly become a great devotee one day.
When Bhaktivinod Thakur learned that the Lord's garland had fallen on his son, he realized that this was the son for whom he had prayed.
Vimal Prasad, at the age of 10 months, went to Bengal by palanquin on his mother's lap. He spent his infancy at Nadia district's Ranaghat, hearing about Lord Hari's pastimes from his mother. Now let's hear a pastime of him when he gets a little older.
Bhaktivinod and his wife were great devotees and never allowed their children to eat anything other than prasad, nor to associate with bad company.
One day, the boy took an unoffered mango from the family deity room and ate it. And for this, he was chastised by his father. He told him that it is not proper Vaishnava behavior to eat food that has not first been offered to Lord.
At that time, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, taking his father's words very seriously, made a vow never to eat a mango again. Through his whole life, he kept his vow very faithfully. Whenever someone would offer him a mango, he would say, "No, I cannot take this. I am a great offender."
By the time Bimal Prasad was 7 years old, he memorized the entire Bhagavad Gita and could explain each verse. His father then began the training for him in proofreading and printing. In conjunction with the publishing of Vaishnava magazine,
Sajjana Tosani. In 1881, In the course of excavating for the construction of the Bhakti Bhavana at Rambagan in Calcutta, a deity of Kurmadev was unearthed. After initiating his 7-year-old son into the Hare Krishna mantra and a Narsimhadev mantra, Bhaktivinod Thakur gave Bimala the service of the deity of Kurmadev.
In 1892, after passing his entrance exam, Bimal Prasad was admitted into the Sanskrit College of Calcutta. There he spent considerable time in the library, having private studies into higher mathematics, international history and philosophy, and Vedic astronomy.
At the age of 23, he opened a school in Calcutta which he called Saraswati Chatuspati.
By the time he was 25, he had become very well versed in Sanskrit, mathematics, and astronomy, and he had established himself as the author and publisher of many magazine articles and one ancient book, Surya Siddhanta.
He was such a powerful debater that no one's arguments could stand up against his vast intellect and scholarship. He became known as a living encyclopedia for his vast knowledge.
When Bimal Prasad was 26, his father guided him to take initiation from Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Now let's hear the initiation story of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur.
In 1901, Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur requested his son to become initiated in the Gayatri Mantra and accept a spiritual master. Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was a very renowned Vaishnava, saint of Navadvip, so he requested his son, Bimal Prasad, to take initiation from him.
Bimal Prasad then approached Guru Maharaj for getting initiated. But Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj had no disciples, and out of infinite humbleness, he refused to accept such a knowledgeable and scholarly pandit as his disciple when he himself couldn't write his own name.
So disappointed, Bimal Prasad went back to his father and told him what had happened. But Bhaktivinod Thakur sent him out again. And again, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur came back with the same news.
So this time, Bhaktivinod Thakur told his son, "Unless you take initiation from Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, your life is useless. And no longer may you be able to enter this house."
Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati then set off with a great determination and meeting Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj on a bridge along the road. He told him that he would jump off the bridge and kill himself if the Babaji did not accept him as his disciple.
He said to him, "My father has told me that this human life is worthless without a spiritual master. So if you refuse to accept me as your disciple, I must kill myself." Upon hearing this and seeing young man's sincerity, the Babaji accepted him as his only disciple.
So that's how Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur got initiation from his guru, who was Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. After getting initiation from Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he started preaching to everyone according to the instructions of his Guru Maharaj.
His preaching gave him such a reputation that even his very name would strike terror in the hearts of the philosophical opponents. Thus, he was known as Narsimha Guru or the Lion Guru.
In 1905, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur took a vow to chant the Hare Krishna mantra 1,000,000,000 times. 1,000,000,000 is a really big number. Residing in Mayapur in a grass hut near the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, he chanted the mantra day and night. He cooked rice once a day in an earthen pot and ate nothing more. He slept on the ground, and when the rain water leaked through the grass ceiling, he sat beneath an umbrella chanting.
With his father passing away in 1914 and his spiritual master a year later, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur continued the mission of Lord Chaitanya. Then, in 1918, in Mayapur, he sat down in the front of the picture of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj and initiated himself into the sannyas order. At this time, he assumed the sannyas title of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj.
Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
On that same day, he established his first Vaishnava monastery, the Chaitanya Mutt at Sridham Mayapur, which became his preaching headquarters.
He published periodicals on Shuddha Bhakti in different languages like Bengali, English, Hindi, Assamese, Odia. And
In
many more.
addition, he published a large number of Vaishnava books.
He instructed his very well disciplined Tridandi sannyasis to preach the message of Lord Gauranga all over the world. And for 6 years, he continued to supervise this preaching work.
He recommended to all the Vaishnavas to read these books: Chaitanya Bhagavat, the Mula Siksha, Sri Krishna Bhajanamrita, the Prema Bhakti Chandrika, Prarthana and Upadeshamrita.
He established 64 Gaudiya Math temples in India and centers in Burma, England, and Germany, and also excavated the birthplace of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
When devotees fought, he used to tell them to write 5 good things about each other, and instantly the devotees would regret fighting.
Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is also the spiritual master of our very beloved His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He gave Prabhupada 2 main instructions.
First one was, whenever you get money, print books about the Supreme Lord. Second is, spread the teachings of Lord Chaitanya all over the world, in every town and every city.
And so that is all we have for Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. I hope you got some essence out of our blabbering about him. There is much more about him.
So remember to share this video with your family and friends so that they get the knowledge you just did. Like this video and subscribe to our channel to watch more great videos like this one.
And we will see you in our next video.
Hare Krishna!